Protein powder is commonly produced from plant and grain sources such as soy, peas, rice, and oats. Protein is also obtained from nuts, seeds, and dairy sources including almonds, peanuts, milk, and whey. In recent years, insect-based protein has emerged as an alternative source of nutrition used in different parts of the world. This video focuses specifically on how protein powder is produced from worms, step by step. Worms naturally contain a very high concentration of protein, making them a powerful raw ingredient for nutritional supplements. Compared to traditional protein sources, worm farming requires significantly less land, water, and feed to produce the same output. This efficiency results in far less environmental waste, making worm-based protein a more sustainable option. For protein production, mealworms are commonly used because of their high nutritional value and stable growth characteristics. These larvae are raised specifically for food grade and supplement applications under monitored conditions. The breeding process takes place in clean, controlled environments to maintain hygiene and safety. Only approved edible worm species are selected to ensure the protein powder meets food-grade standards. Worm farming takes place inside large indoor facilities, where temperature and airflow are carefully controlled throughout the space. Inside these rooms, worms grow in stacked tray systems that allow organized, space-efficient production. Automated systems continuously regulate temperature and humidity to keep growth conditions stable. Every area is clean, monitored, and designed to meet strict food-grade production standards. The worms are fed using grain-based materials such as wheat bran and carefully selected cereal byproducts. Vegetable-based organic feed is added to balance nutrition and support healthy development. Inside the growth trays, worms actively consume the feed as part of a controlled farming process. Feeding cycles are precisely managed to ensure steady growth without overfeeding or waste. At the beginning of the cycle, worms pass through early growth stages, where development starts slowly and evenly. Under carefully controlled conditions, their size increases gradually over time without sudden changes. Once they reach full maturity, the worms contain optimal protein levels suitable for processing. Regulated farming cycles ensure that growth remains uniform across all batches. Once the worms reach maturity, automated harvesting systems begin separating them from remaining feed materials. Vibrating and mesh-based separators allow the worms to pass through smoothly while leftover feed is removed. The collected worms are guided directly into designated harvesting containers without disruption. This fully automated process allows large quantities to be harvested efficiently without manual handling. After harvesting, leftover feed particles and small debris are carefully removed from the worms. Sorting systems then separate any undersized or non-standard worms from the main flow. Clean worms continue forward on conveyor-based sorting lines designed for precision. Only uniform and properly prepared worms move ahead for transport to the processing factory. The live worms are carefully placed into sealed transport containers that still allow controlled ventilation. These containers are specially designed to maintain proper airflow and stable temperature during transport. Under monitored conditions, the containers are loaded into transport vehicles equipped for live cargo. The worms are then safely delivered to the processing factory without stress or damage. The transport containers arrive at the processing facility and are unloaded into a controlled receiving area. Each batch of worms is visually inspected to confirm healthy movement and normal activity. Additional checks ensure the containers are clean and free from any signs of contamination. Only batches that meet food-grade quality standards are approved to move forward for processing. The live worms are gently introduced into food-safe chilling systems that slowly reduce movement without causing harm. This controlled stabilization process prepares them safely for the next processing steps. Temperature-regulated environments ensure the worms are handled humanely at every stage. Once stabilized, the worms are ready for drying without stress or physical damage. Stabilized worms enter industrial washing systems, where food-grade water is used for cleaning. A continuous flow of water removes surface impurities and remaining particles. The worms move steadily through enclosed washing channels designed for hygiene. By the end of this stage, the worms exit visibly clean and ready for further processing. The washed worms are transferred into industrial drying systems designed for food processing. Controlled heat and airflow gently remove moisture from the worms in an even manner. The dehydration process happens gradually to prevent burning or structural damage. Once fully dried, the worms are prepared for the next stage of processing. The dried worms are guided into controlled roasting and heat treatment chambers built for food processing. Thermal processing is applied carefully to eliminate any remaining harmful microorganisms. This heat treatment also neutralizes natural odors and flavors without affecting nutritional value. Evenly treated worms exit the system fully prepared for grinding into protein powder. The dried worms are steadily fed into industrial grinding machines designed for food-grade processing. Inside the grinders, the material is broken down into a fine and uniform powder. Grinding continues under controlled conditions to maintain consistency and quality. The result is a smooth protein powder flowing cleanly out of the grinding system. The freshly ground protein powder passes through industrial sifting machines designed for precision. Fine mesh filters remove any remaining coarse particles from the powder. This refinement process ensures a uniform particle size throughout the batch. The result is a smooth and consistent protein powder ready for formulation. The refined protein powder enters sealed mixing tanks designed for food-grade formulation. Natural flavor ingredients such as chocolate, vanilla, and banana are added in measured amounts. Controlled blending ensures the flavors are distributed evenly throughout the powder. By the end of this stage, the flavored protein powder reaches a smooth and uniform consistency. The protein powder is analyzed in laboratories to verify accurate protein content levels.
These chromatograms confirm the expected purity levels.
Excellent. Let's proceed with the release testing.
Safety tests are conducted to ensure the product meets food-grade compliance standards. Additional purity checks are performed to detect any contaminants or unwanted impurities. Only batches that pass all quality tests are approved for packaging. The approved protein powder moves into sterile packaging lines prepared for filling. Automated systems dispense the powder into tubs or pouches with consistent flow. Precise weighing ensures each package contains the correct amount. Once sealed, the packages are ready for labeling and distribution. Finished protein powder containers are displayed cleanly as completed products. These products are prepared for use by athletes and nutritional supplement markets. Cartons are organized and secured for global distribution. The protein powder is now ready for retail shelves and market delivery.